All right, welcome to Crypto Sports FC, and we have some news here that I guess someone leaked this information. I wouldn't say really leak, but someone did post this. I believe it was Azarovich. Um, he's very prominent in the crypto space or the Chiliz space. So I wanted to kind of give my take on this and see what they're going to be doing. So someone asked, okay, who will issue the fan tokens of the NBA teams, Socios or Coinbase? As some of you may know, Coinbase did sign a partnership to sponsor the NBA, to become a sponsor. So people are wondering, oh, what is Socios going to be doing? Because now we're seeing Crypto.com with partner up with, I believe, 76ers. We've seen Coinbase now. Socios is you're seeing their logos pop up every now and then during games, or just commercials. So we're like, what's going on? Like people, I guess, are a little bit confused because there's so many things coming in, right? So Alexander Dreyfus, what he said was Coinbase doesn't do tokens. Coinbase is sponsor of the NBA. We work with teams for fan engagement. We aim to launch fan tokens when regulatory framework will be good, hopefully next year. So what this means basically is at the moment they're still trying to figure out the regulations with the government. I don't know what the regulations is with the government just yet, but I do think that like they need to apparently be signed with every team. Another thing too is they can't release FTOs specifically. They can only list it. So they can't have like fan token offers where they have one specific price, a certain amount. They can't do that. So that is what is being speculated. So it's very interesting to see. So unfortunately, it looks like the NBA won't be here. Like we won't see FTOs or listings by the end of the year or this year. Like we won't see it. So he said hopefully next year. So he didn't specify. Didn't say early next year, mid next year. He just hopefully next year. So it may not even be next year. So that could also mean that like maybe that's actually why I was mentioning before that I think right now what they're trying to do is they're trying to put their name out there because North America, this like a lot of people don't know Socios. If you go to a stadium right now, you go to a game, and you live in North America, ask like a bunch of people if they know about Socios. A lot of people will say no, I don't know what that is. What's Socios? Even my friends, had I not said anything about it, like I have friends who are diehard fans, but they don't know about it. Like they probably never heard of it. And when I tell them like, oh, that seems like a really cool project, but they're not invested into the project yet, and that's simply because a lot of times, sometimes you have to like we mention something, and that's human nature. We'll mention something, we'll be like, oh, that's cool, but we won't be invested in it until we really dive in or understand it. So that's what they want. They want people to slowly start to understand. They want people to be like, they want it to be like the next big thing, the trend. You know what I mean? Once something becomes a trend, like here, it's like, it's a lot of things are about trends. So if something is popping or something's like trending, people are gonna like gravitate towards it naturally. They're gonna naturally gravitate towards it. That's why I think like having some sort of like not clothing, but like some merch would be really cool. Maybe if they work with like influencers, like FIFA YouTubers as well, start working with those guys as well. That would be great. That way they're like, this was sponsored by Socios. You can see it like in North America. Look, if you look at like some of the like I'm very big on the men's fashion lifestyle space, so I watch a lot of videos. Looking at Manscaped, Tiege Hanley. I'm trying to think. Better Help is also one as well. That's very advertised as well. So there's a lot. There's those ones that are put out there. And why do we know them? Just because the influencers are there, just saying something, right? Even Alpha Elite, Gymshark, all these brands. Now these are different brands, of course. Like this is crypto, and there may be regulations on how you can get sponsors. I know that there is an influencer page on the Chiliz thing as well, but I do think word of mouth is still one of the best things that you can do in terms of this, and they have a great product. So it's going to be very interesting to see what you can do with the Socios Hoops app. It is kind of unfortunate that the fan tokens won't be released. Of course, like many of us are very like bullish on it as well, so that is a factor. But I do believe that they are just working on putting their names out there. They want to obviously announce every single team. They still have a little bit left, not too much, but once they have every single team, then I think they can move on to the next step and even start partnering up with different leagues. So I'm very intrigued to see what they're gonna do when the Socios Hoops app comes out. They've already released the beta of their new their new feature on the other app, so the main Socios app. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on, and it seems like 2022 might be them figuring out these things. North America is a very different market, as I mentioned many times. It's gonna be and a lot of thing. Another thing too is that some people are like, oh, why can't you just do it now? It's kind of do it now. A lot like it's a lot of it too is also the government. Like the government is, they're trying to really regulate crypto here, even in Canada. So it is like kind of like tedious to go through it, and I'm not sure how Europe is, but it seems like Europe is a little more lenient, or maybe it's just different. Maybe because they're from Europe, it could be it, but it's a little different. But they are expanding their project. I was looking at their job listings. They are hiring in Miami. They have a team. I believe Socios Hoop is probably based in America. I'm assuming that they're probably NBA fans. I don't see why you would hire someone who's not an NBA fan, who's just like, oh, cool. Like that's like hiring me to do covering cricket, right? I don't know nothing about cricket, but that I could see them doing that. So that's very interesting to see. I think that right now it's like all these brands, or all not brands, all these crypto companies are trying to come to North America and trying to build their base here, because North America is, as many say, the pinnacle of business. So even though that may or may not be true, may be just all hype, but that's a different story for another day. But this is very interesting news. I want to know what your thoughts on all of this is. For me, it's not. I'm not like super surprised. Like when I saw it, I was like, okay, makes sense. Like I don't see them, like there's regulations that are going on. It's tricky. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Like if you're disappointed, let me know what you think Socios can do. I personally, I think right now, if they really want to like get it, I think they should also. Then again, like they're also doing really well. Like I think they should maybe start working with like influencers, or maybe even, sorry, my phone's ringing. Influencers, or maybe like or maybe even athletes. Professional athletes would be cool too. And I saw they're working with Falcao recently, so they're definitely taking that step. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys next video, and don't forget to stay authentic. Peace.